Hey, Maria, back with another video, making this one in the dark, and I wanted to pick up where I left off from my last video. Yeah, my battery died. I was pretty emotional in that last video, but it wasn't because I was emotional, it was literally because my battery died, so it was just kind of weird timing, but yeah, you know, it's a very stressful situation because there's times where, you know, you have people who, are basically trying to harass you through, employment ads, and, or they'll, you know, bring you in to harass you at the workplace. And, you know, it's just mind-blowing that these people are looked upon as respectable. And that's what bothers me so much because, you know, I've always tried really hard to keep a good image of myself when it came to my job, because I knew how important my job was, you know, and to try to make a better life for myself. And this is just an absolute nightmare. And I feel so bad for people who are going through this. And this, I mean, I feel really bad for them. I mean, I feel sorry for myself too, to a certain degree. But I feel even worse for people who really don't have a clue. Like they can't put a finger on it. Okay, but my timelines are so consistent, and my habits, my ritual habits during that time period were so basic that it's easy for me to recall, you know, the situations and the things that people said and stuff, because basically all I did was go to work and come home. I mean, my life was pretty humdrum, and then just about everything that was said to me was always loaded, some loaded question or whatever. So, it's very heartbreaking, but I will say it's very terrifying as well. It's not like I like to harp on it, but I can't tell you what it feels like. It's almost like you walk out the door and any minute you're going to have a threat on your life for trying to cover your basic need. And it's wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. And then you've got people who are forcing their lifestyle on you. Like, I believe that Polly somehow and Piggy wanted to force their lifestyle on me, which I think is disgusting, which I think people need to open their eyes up. And if that's the case, you know what that is, okay? That, to me, is, I think it looks kind of like rape to me a little bit, but I know Piggy would never do that himself, but to me, the whole thing looks really weird. It just looks very strange, and I'm not comfortable with it. Piggy by himself, without his handler, I'm going to call his mother his handler, because she's basically controls his mind, and I believe, because she raised him that way. It's very strange. But I was thinking today, you know, how some people will think, well, you know, you disowned your family and you're still with Piggy. Okay, first of all, I have a job here, okay? That's first off. Second off, if I had to compare the two, who freaks me out more, and believe me, that whole Polly and Piggy thing, that is like some really disgusting shit, okay? It's just the sickest shit ever, okay? But for some reason, my skin curls even more when I think about my sister Lisa, because I have never questioned her, even though I should have, and the signs were like always there. And same thing with Piggy, but still, it's like I never thought my sister had that sort of jealousy towards me. And when I think of all that she's caused, that all of this is a result of her jealousy and foolishness, to me, I think it just, when I compare it in my mind, it's like, I don't know. But I'm keeping to myself. I mean, he and we're communicating, we're still friendly and everything, but still, I mean, and, you know, the friendship, I still feel a certain sense of friendship towards him, but, you know, at the same time, I'm just like, I'm disgusted by people. I'm just disgusted. But, you know, the worst part of it is, hang on a second, that's my phone. I'm not answering that. I don't even deal with people anymore. The worst part of it is the fact that, you know, they prevent you from trying to take care of yourself. And I need, you know, to be safe, you know, more than anything else. It irritates me that Karen Johnson is so involved in this, and then she kind of wipes her hands off. And the same thing for the farmer. They just wipe their hands off like, oh, well, she'll find her way out of it. They don't care about what happens to targeted individuals. They'll stir all this mess up, stir it all up, And I remember there was a guy named Jack who used to work for the company over there at her company, and I know she flat out hated him. I mean, she was very obvious about it. I keep wondering if he's dead by now. I mean, because I want to tell you the way that these people practice employment, it makes you wonder. It really does make you wonder. I don't know who's so persistent in calling me, but I don't know anybody anymore at this point, so I'm not answering the phone. That's the other thing. I'm not answering the phone. It's just like everybody seems to be some warped person. They could leave a message. I'll call them back. The harassment issues just get out of control. So just about everybody who calls you, either you pick it up and they hang up or whatever. It's always some fake person. So it's like not even really worth my time. But yeah, the harassment occurs in various forms. You know, whether you're going to the grocery store and they basically treat you like shit. In some way or another, or you know, it's just it's so stupid, and like they had no right to. That's what irritates me so bad, you know. So yeah, it just got to me today. There was no sunlight really. It's been rainy and dreary all day, and then on top of it, I had to go to the DMV. Okay, that was the kicker. Just going to the DMV, even though I have to say the DMV service has improved over the years. Okay, because like you can make an appointment and you don't have to stand in line for very fast, and then the whole service was pretty expedient. Okay, but at the same time, you know, I just really needed to be alone. I didn't want to have any interaction with anybody. Who the heck keeps calling me? I really didn't want to have to deal with anybody at all or see anybody, you know. Just, you know, you can't help but want to be withdrawn when you deal with constant negativity. So, yeah, that's pretty much how my day went. I just felt really dreary and I needed to be by myself. So, yeah, and then I was looking through employment ads yesterday and today, and you know, I like I said, you start to develop a fear, and you start getting. I got sick, literally, just looking at them, and overwhelmed, and extremely depressed, and I just felt like crying, because you're dealing with constant anxiety, constant, you know, and there's a lot of people who are targeted individuals who go out on disability permanently, okay, because they've been traumatized over and over and over again that they just can't deal with it anymore. It is a very serious issue, and these people, employers, it just bothers me that they don't get it. And the ones who do get it, you know what their intent is, okay? Their intent is murderous, okay? So you get these people like Karen, you get these people like the farmer, and you get warped people like, I'm pretty sure Callie's involved in it, and I don't even know the woman, okay? But she needs to stay out of my life forever. You get people like all these other people, whether that be the Collins or my weird, stupid family or whatever, stirring up bullshit, and then they just leave you for dead. They don't do anything to fix it. Okay, you're just on your own. They just kind of shrug your shoulders, like, oh, it's gonna be okay, and that's what everybody thinks. Okay, but targeted individuals are in a very bad situation because of stupid things like this. Okay, and nobody ever does anything to fix it. Okay. Yeah, so you get overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. You're like, well, how do you find your way out of the maze? You know, your guess is as good as mine, you know, because I don't know. So you can't help but break down sometimes. You just like, I can't believe this is happening. And don't expect, if you're a targeted individual, don't expect a homeless shelter to take care of you because they hate you too. You know what I mean? They're ready to fucking kill you. Because, you know, it's just so crazy, you know. I mean, this world is so wicked. It's so wicked that when perverts, and yeah, I look at Polly as a pervert. I think she should be locked away, and I'm sure she should be locked away. And I think it's a shame that what she's done to him. I really do. I think it's a shame. He's almost 50 years old, and the state of his being is, to me, pathetic. Okay, he's a very sweet boy, the other half of him, but boy, and I'm going to refer to him as a boy. It's just pathetic, and yet these people get full respect in society. They get accommodations. People listen to them. People want to talk to them. They want to socialize with those people. And why? They're filth. Okay? They're fucking filth. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, so I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to live for the rest of my life. 46 years old woman. Could be homeless just like that. you know, and how could you not feel that way? How could you not worry? For all the other targeted individuals, you know, I'm just, you know, hang in there, you know, hang in there. Um, it's I don't know what else to say other than, you know, there's times where I just feel like I have to get on here and just make a video, you know, because I don't have anybody to really talk to anymore. I don't trust anyone anymore. And then I keep thinking, will I ever trust anybody ever again? How could I? It doesn't really matter where I live at this point. It doesn't matter if I move to any state or anywhere really, because to me it's like I'm gonna look at people differently, and I have to be very protected. So, you know, I'm just hoping that I'll find something and I could get my life back together again. And if not, well then, you know, whatever. Then I guess my family's got blood on their hands, as well as everybody else does. Okay, because this is what this program does. Okay, and so I'm hoping that people will wake up to this. And I know, like I said, people are always going to sit here and try to argue it. Oh, you know, that's you. We can run our company any way you want to. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of minorities, and I'm not talking about just racial minorities, I'm talking about minorities in general, like maybe women who are divorced or women who've been battered, beaten. They go to places that call themselves equal opportunities because they feel like they're going to get protection, that they're going to be protected from some of the ridiculous practices that other employers, you know, put into place, you know. But the fact is that these so-called equal opportunity employers are practicing this shit, you know. And it's what do you do? So whether you're a black person, whether you're a woman, whether you're, you know, somebody who's got some sort of disability or whatever, I mean, whatever the case is, or just some regular Joe who seems to have everything going for him, you know, if we're living in a time where if people got something against you, they can't just, like, mess you up in town. They can mess your ass up everywhere on the whole face of the planet. This is the kind of stuff we're dealing with, and, I mean, I don't know. I just wake the hell up, people. Okay, just wake the hell up. You know, that's all I'm saying. So anyway, just gonna make some dinner tonight, and hopefully I'll feel like I'm, you know, in a better mood tomorrow. It goes in stages, but today it was just not a good day for me. Like the rain, the DMV. I need to be is just closed off as possible, and I felt so wonderful last night when I was sleeping. I did sleep well last night. I was looking out the window, and it looks so, like, mysterious and beautiful outside. Like, you know how, like, the clouds are real dark, and it's kind of rainy, and it just has that beautiful, mysterious night look, you know. And it's just, like, it makes you wonder how much there really is to this universe. And I kept thinking, man, that's some really trippy stuff. And I must have fell asleep, you know, while I was thinking that. And then I woke up and I was like, fuck, man, I gotta go to that shitty job. But you know what? I guess I should be grateful to have one, even though it sucks, right? Alright, wrapping up this video. Have a wonderful evening.